and I want to welcome you to another episode of Beyond the Surface Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Wanda J. Evans-Brewer, and this evening I'm with a fantastic musical group that I discovered just doing some charitable work over at a place called Maria's Shelter, and the name of this band is called Calumet Avenue. It is headed by Pastor Steve. And Pastor Steve, why don't you tell us, how did you come to form Calumet Avenue?
It's been a dream of mine to have a band that was different.
Okay.
Been in a lot of bands, been in bands with a couple of the members here, and I was talking to my buddy about forming a band that played songs that other bands didn't play. So I started with my bass player buddy and my wife, and then I went to a jam session in the backyard and met Mike, the guitar player, and found out we worked out at the same gym.
Okay, that helps.
Then I started looking for other people, and I thought about keyboards. The only keyboard player I ever think about in a band with me is Dangerous Dave.
And you're Dangerous Dave?
Dangerous Dave.
Okay.
And so then Mike introduced us to Chris, and we had another male singer who decided he didn't want to be with the band. So Dangerous Dave introduced us to Daryl. And so we started, and we've been in the basement. And what I like about this band is all of us have a love for music, and our music selection is eclectic. We like everything.
Okay.
I play a little contest with Chris. Do you know this song?
Okay, freeze. Who is Chris?
Chris is the
Chris.
singer over there.
Yes. Oh, the singer.
Yes. So I'll play
Okay.
something and say, do you know this? And she'll say, that's so-and-so. How you know that? I think I've only stumped her once, and I played a Tom Jones song. But
Well, Tom Jones was a pretty multifaceted artist. He got a big body. What Tom Jones song is that?
I'll play it for you later.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
And so we got together and we started playing. And one of the things I love about this band is we get along.
Okay.
We have our moments where we bristle at each other, but we still get along.
What's that scripture? How can two must have to walk together in order to?
Right.
What is it? What's the scripture?
Two must agree.
Two must agree in order to walk together. Okay.
So we talk things out, we work things out, and none of us has an ego that's too large for the group.
Okay.
Okay, our egos fit well, and we care about our music, and we want it to sound right. Sometimes I feel we want to be too perfect, but that's not a bad thing.
It's called just striving for
Yeah,
excellence.
striving for excellence. We can't, they can't hit Shaka Khan's notes,
Okay.
but they try. I'm not the best drummer in the world, but I try.
What you say? Speak for yourself. He going a little bit too far.
Can you hit Howlin' Wolf note?
Hey, right, and Howlin' Wolf over here. That's Mike's nickname, Howlin' Wolf.
What he's saying is our motto is no child left behind.
No child left behind.
We do our thing, and everyone brings something to the table. Hey, let's try this song. Let's play this song. Let's do this. Let's try that. We don't fear music.
Okay.
But I'm Deborah.
Hey,
Steve's
Deborah,
wife.
Steve's
And
wife.
I have to defend because Chris over here can hit every song and every note that you want.
Yes, she
And
did.
she is an excellent singer.
Well, I'm going to say this. In fact, I enjoyed her
Yeah.
because it actually was Chris, and what's your name?
Girl.
Daryl, that actually blew me.
Right.
Because I think you did a Michael Jackson piece.
She did a Michael Jackson.
You did a Michael Jackson piece. He did
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder. And I was like, in certain artists, I don't like to hear other people sing.
right.
And as soon as I heard the beat, I was like, oh, what they going to do with that? And I was like, okay. It was good. It was really, really good. So, I don't know. I have to agree with
I
your
think
wife
I'm
on that
going to
one.
get beat up for that shot.
No, you're not going to get beat up. You're not going to get beat up.
Y'all don't
Okay,
know
so
what
why
y'all
Calumet Avenue? Why not? Since from what you're describing, you get
Oh,
along.
you
You're friends. You assemble. your team. Why such a simple
The
name?
name of the band
Okay.
originally
All right.
was That's What She Said.
Mm.
That was the name of the band. That's What She Said.
Every
That's what
night
he said.
we had at least 10 opportunities to perfectly pinpoint that's what she
That's
said.
what she said.
It's actually Pastor Steve's problem. That was his preoccupation.
Okay.
After about the 4th or 5th rehearsal, we realized it was here to stay. It was our shot in the arm.
And you
But-
couldn't take it?
I
No.
couldn't take it.
No.
Who couldn't take it?
I couldn't take
Okay. The wife couldn't take it, y'all.
So the band,
I've heard it for years.
I said, I'm not going to be a dictator. Okay?
Okay.
Oh, really?
You all pick a name.
And?
And that baby did not want to be born.
That baby did not want to
We
be born.
struggled and labored
I have,
for a
I
month.
have like
Named
two
after-
two
named after
pages.
the-
Are you serious?
for the
Yes.
song.
Because they would come up with a name, we would agree on it.
Band.
Look, someone else has a name. Someone
Okay.
else. And I kept saying, no one has. That's what she said.
Ugh.
So I gave him an ultimatum after about 2.5, maybe 3 months. After tonight's rehearsal, if y'all don't come up with a name, the name of the band is That's What She Said. We had 5 minutes to go, and they sitting here bouncing names off, and then I thought about it. We rehearsing on Calumet Avenue. How about Calumet Avenue, y'all? They go,
They
Yeah!
was like, yeah, doctor, bring it on out.
It's actually Calumet Avenue, the
the
band.
band, right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's the name.
That's the name. Calumet Avenue, the band. Okay, so, you all are at peace with that. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
How long have you functioned under that name?
Oh,
About 5 months,
since-
5, 6 months.
since
Yeah,
June.
about 5 6
Okay.
Since June, yeah.
And, so when you go to gigs, how are you received? How many places have you gone as Calumet Avenue, the band?
We've been received
3.
well. 3 places.
Okay.
We've been received well. This baby is just getting out. We
Okay.
spent a lot of time down here getting our music together.
Okay.
And it was time to go out and play.
It was time.
It was time to go out and play.
All right, and Dangerous. What's your name? Dangerous Dave. Why are you dangerous, sir?
Well, my primary instrument is actually piano and keyboards.
Okay.
I've been playing that for about 20 years now. I'm only 30, so started when I was really young.
Okay.
I also play bass and I also play drums and percussion as well. I actually work with a lot of people in the Chicago area. I've actually been friends with Steve and Deborah for about 10 years now, actually.
Okay.
So we actually started in a band many years ago. Been working together for a long time, and I'm always busy, usually performing with somebody everywhere. And so they contacted me about working with the band, and I had to move some things around in my schedule to make it work. But I was able to make that sacrifice so I could usually
Why?
be here for.
Why did you make that sacrifice?
Well, I would say a few reasons. I would say because of the friendship that we have.
Mhm.
I actually used to work at this store some years ago also. So we've been knowing each other for quite a while, and we have a very good rapport with each other. And for my love of music, and just knowing that, kind of like what Steve was talking about earlier, that we have a love for music, but we all also don't have ego issues, and we respect each other. And
That's
so
major.
I think, that type of environment usually produces positive results.
So is this a break from your other venues? Like, does this give you relief, or is just one of another gig, or is this where you get to be yourself? Is it special for you? What is it?
It is actually special, kind of like for what Steve was saying about the fact that we do a little bit of everything.
Okay.
And we have such a wide variety of music that we choose from. So it's kind of an outlet for me to express myself.
Okay. So some of the other venues are more limiting, or
Sometimes.
they're just linear. That you just have to do it this way.
Sometimes, depending on who I'm working with.
Okay. I still don't know why that makes you dangerous, but other than the fact that you multi-talented. Okay, now tell me what I want to hear.
He can play
Okay.
anything.
Steve
All
put
right.
that moniker on him, and Dave's real genius is that you can call out a song from about a 4-decade span,
Okay.
and he's played it or he knows it or he can
With his
reference it
30-year-old
easily.
self.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now that makes him dangerous.
Yeah.
Now we getting into danger.
Dave's like, Dave, how do you know this? You weren't even born when it's so. And Dave's like, okay.
Okay, so I'm also seeing that you, besides being dangerous, you're very humble.
Yes.
Because that is something you can't teach someone. That's God given. That's beautiful. Okay, now I know why you're dangerous. All right.
Oh, he dangerous.
Tell me your name again.
Al
Al.
Brown.
Al Brown.
The professor.
Alfred. Short for
Alfred.
The professor.
Is he a professor? Okay, I'm a professor by profession. So great minds meet. Tell me about you. What do you bring to the besides? You seem to be a very calming spirit. You seem very insightful and intelligent, with a sense of humor. What you bring to the band?
Oh God, he's good.
It's very charming to be read in this way. I see from whence your gift stems.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Right. You are part of that great human subconscious, right? You know, that collective subconscious of thinkers, you know. But let's stop straight. Steve and I have known each other since we were teenagers.
Wow.
Yeah, he went to CBS, I went to Lynn Bloom, and,
Okay.
and our paths met, and we started jamming, jamming in the basement.
Okay.
Right, me on the bass, him on the drums, and I liked his foot back then. I don't know what's happened to it now, but I think it was that drum set he had. But he could bring a little thunder, So
Okay.
And as fate would have it, after high school we really didn't hang out or anything. I moved to California, stuff like that. And one day I was in Evergreen Plaza going to the African shop to get some Egyptian musk. And
Not
I see
Egyptian
this brother
musk.
behind I know, old school Egyptian musk. I see this guy behind the counter. I'm like, I know him. He had this African consciousness beanie on his head or something. And a conversation struck up. I'm like, Steve, yes. He was playing some very avant-garde fusion jazz in the background, as was his custom at the store. And so the musical conversation came up. One thing led to another. We started jamming. The vibe of being teenagers again when we knew each other, the music we knew then, settled on us. And next thing I know, we were buying Pro Tools and recording and doing a lot of stuff. So when the idea to formulate a band came up, he brought it to me. And I said, well, I don't know, band stuff is tough, sometimes, you have a lot of different
A lot of spirits,
pieces,
a lot of
a
people.
lot of moving parts. But I was like, what the heck, it's one day a week. And the diamonds slowly started to get polished. We started doing eccentric songs that we didn't hear all the time, but everybody knew, side B, And it just started working.
And it is something about that side B.
It's something about that side. Flip that thing, honey. Flip it on over.
Yeah.
Flip that disc over.
Yeah.
That's what she
Yeah.
said.
That's why they want to name it that.
It has just carried on. We've all just committed to the idea, and as you well know, if you commit to something, it will bear fruit in time.
Absolutely.
It'll let you know just what it is. Keep watering me and see what happens.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I'm down here watering.
I love it. I love it. Okay, he got me together too. Okay, all right, like that. All right, let me come back to the wife.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
All right, you hated that name.
Oh, yes, because I had heard that for about 10 years, probably past that, 15.
Why?
Something that the guys of the family usually say at every opportunity for everything. That's what she said. And I just couldn't take it anymore. I said, I do not want to have a band name. That's what she said.
He just took it too far, and you
He
couldn't
took it
stand
too
no
far.
more.
It was like that song, back, I think it was in the 80s. And do you believe in miracles? Oh, I couldn't stand it. After a while, it was like everybody. It was too much. So, I digress. But anyway,
It's
that's
okay.
why I didn't want to. But Calumet Avenue, for us, it's not only...
What is it for
that's the
you?
name.
Because you're the wife.
Well,
So and there's a special thing about being a wife, because see, you get the pillow talk, you get the dreams, you get the tears, you get the frustration, you understand, and then you still got to get up and cook and clean and pet. Yeah.
That's a good band, man.
Is it?
That's a good band.
And that's a good song.
well-
Pillow Talk. That was
Sylvia.
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 Yeah.
Sylvia.
Well,
Pillow Talk.
kind of the way I look at it is I've become not only I'm the wife of Steve, and we've been together for years. We used to be girlfriend and boyfriend at the age of 16.
Okay.
That's when we met.
Okay.
And we really have been together spiritually, I believe, for a longer time than that.
Okay.
But for us, I have become, to me, the mother of the band. I make sure everybody's okay. I talk to everybody, try to get everything together. But that's just how I am.
Okay.
You know, trying to get everything together. My love of music, I love disco. I'm not going to apologize. Disco has always been dance music, happy music. Fun music.
You know what? My son teases me about that. Y'all sure was happy in the 70s.
Happy.
I said, I mean, we weren't, but we were.
We were.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was.
dance music to dance to.
Right.
Now, no one dances. They stand up against a wall and, you know. So,
and juke upon each other.
Right.
I was on the dance floor by midnight.
Although juking, you can't juke upon nobody.
Yeah.
That is still kind of individualistic. It's competitive.
right.
When you juking, oh no, that's.
Well, what's the thing where the boys stand up against the wall and the girls just kind of bend over?
Well, you know what they're doing? They're doing a little bit of that Jamaican.
Back in the day,
Yeah,
we
what you
called
call it?
the freak.
I can't think of the style, but it's that Jamaican grind music. They're blending some of that after they've juked, but they're not.
Well, back in the day, we called it the freak.
No, it was.
That's what it was.
It was, but it goes a
It
little.
had the same objective.
It had the same objective, but it goes a little bit further now. It goes a little
But
bit
to that
further.
point, I noticed that a lot of these new dances and the footwork and stuff that they do is very reminiscent of a lot of straight African stuff.
It's absolutely reminiscent.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it depends on what tribe and what continent but they don't have a sense of that connection. They don't know that those rhythms, those beats are in them by nature.
Right.
They don't know
and they're
it.
sitting there doing the very same thing.
Yeah, but they make fun of the group they got it from. The two groups don't get together. They're not friends. Africans and African Americans aren't necessarily friends. They don't necessarily like each other. And that's not good stuff.
200 years of separation does that.
Yeah, it does, don't it? Okay,
So-
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So that usually happens anyway. Everybody.
Yes.
I
talks,
figured that.
and we just be like, okay, we'll wait for everything to be over. But it's, for me, a family.
Okay.
We take care of each other, and Helen over there is our unofficial manager. That's Chris's mother.
Okay.
And she and I usually try to take care of everybody. If she's bringing donuts, food, I try to have food down here so we can have some snacks. We celebrate birthdays. So it's more than a band.
It's a lot of love.
It's love. And that's basically what it boils down to.
So because that love is so entrenched in the group, does that make this work for you? Because sometimes bands separate relationships. They almost divide it even. Has that helped you continue to love on him and still?
Yes. Because a lot of times, if it might be something that he wants to do, that he's determined to do with the band, but I might come up with that pillow talk like you told my girl.
All right, okay,
Maybe
shoot.
maybe we could try it this way, or maybe we could do it this way. So it does help to be in that situation where we can show him a different side.
Okay.
You know, it's not always straightforward. You can make some turns, but you'll still get to the same place.
So you function completely as a helpmeet.
Yes.
And you understand, did you always function that way? Did you all have to learn how to do that? Is that natural in you? Where did that come from?
Well, I think it was always there because we have known each other for such a long time.
Okay.
But when we married and eventually we had the store, we had an African store at Evergreen Plaza called The African Store.
Okay.
And he came when we met each other again after we didn't, he was gone for maybe 20 years or so with the military and everything. And when he came back, we met up again, and I had the store already. And he just stepped in like, hey, okay, I can do this. And
Well, he put
we
that
started
kufi on
out.
and set it straight. Okay,
Yeah,
I love
we
it.
kind of got together, and eventually Dave came along, and another young lady, Millicent, she came along, and they became like our children. We
Okay.
already have children. Steve has a son, and I have a son.
Okay.
But we just embraced them. And so with that, that's kind of been the way we have been. With everyone, it becomes a family. Whether they like it or not, you are still my family. I'm still going to treat you like my family. And I think that's instilled in both of us.
Okay.
And, that's only God-given.
Yeah, it is. It
I mean,
is.
you can't make that happen. God has that spirit inside of you.
Okay, let me speak to the other caretaker. So you're the other caretaker, right? For the you're not gonna be left out. You thought because you sat on those stairs, that don't mean nothing to me. Let me pop lock over here. Yeah, so you have an unofficial official role. So you don't sing with the band,
No, I don't.
but you do clap and snap your fingers
yeah.
and rock and roll. Because I saw you. Yeah.
Fan.
She can.
Okay, so you're the unofficial caretaker. How's that for you? Why do you do it? Why bother?
Well, I'm supporting my daughter.
Okay.
I'm probably her biggest fan. And then
I love it.
and then once we came down here, literally, we looked around and we were like, what just happened? I mean, it was like, who are those people? It was just fun.
It was fun.
It was fun, and it was due to Mike.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to be called Mike.
I'm here due to Michael.
And
Mike.
okay. And that came from his email to Crystal, correct,
Yes, sir.
Michael? But
A phone call.
as far as, quote, the caretaker, I'm just wishing them well and hoping, there'll be many more gigs. And like you say, love just floating.
Mm-hmm. What does it mean for you as a woman? Because you're in a different season. You're in a different place in your life. So you're not some groupie. You're not just hanging out. What does this do for you?
I guess you'd say, I don't know if it's the right word, edification, because I love music.
Okay.
My daughter Crystal and then her sister, they got it natural.
Mm-hmm.
My mother sang, my grandmother, she sang in church. And my husband, they would sit around when he was keeping them and he'd be playing jazz, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it just comes natural.
Does it enrich your life?
Oh, all the way.
Okay.
Even on the little card that I made up, I put, can you imagine a day without music? I don't even want to try.
Okay.
Those are my two. So,
Okay. I love it.
okay.
And I love that you said that you're your daughter's biggest fan. That's major.
Well, that's what you should be with good kids.
I love it.
I'm sorry.
I love it. And you ain't
She'll
gonna apologize
always be
for
a
it.
kid to me.
No, I got one at home. I take care of my mom at home,
Okay.
and she still calls me Dusty. And even when we battle about stuff, I recognize she still sees the pecking order. Like I'm 48, but she still sees her baby. So I have to fold.
Exact.
I have to fold on stuff, and I usually tell her, okay, now go on to your room now, because you're getting out of order.
I have to say too that Helen is also our biggest fan.
Okay, she's the band's biggest fan.
Oh yeah, yes,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. She's our cheerleader, and when we have shows, she'll go out. I'll introduce her, say leave your name and number so you can have a contact person, and she does all of that running for us.
And she's
Okay.
obtained gigs for us,
Yeah.
a couple of the gigs.
Right.
No, you haven't.
And works the camera.
Oh no, you didn't.
She does.
Well, all of that, like you fall into something. I
Okay.
love to say, oh yeah, and I brought the camera on. It's like falling in.
Okay, but you really function as real support. You don't make excuses.
Yeah, whatever way.
Yeah, whatever way you can help.
Since you're here, just push this button on the
Right. There you go. There it is.
Stop playing.
All right. She's
I like her though, cause she can make excuses. Now I don't know how to work that. You just get on and do it.
Push the button.
I love it. All right, Mike, you starting a lot of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, you're a quiet storm.
Only
Quiet.
the beginning.
Oh,
We didn't go from Pillow Talk to Quiet Storm.
quiet storm, baby.
she named all the songs.
Yeah.
What you want to ask me?
I want to ask you, what makes you reach out? Because I stopped you and talked to you, and you could have just gave me the quick shebang, but we had a nice little long dialogue. Why do you do it for the band? Because you don't really have to do that. Some people are with stuff that they just selfishly keep to themselves.
Music has always been an important part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be the child when my dad was playing poker for 3 days in a row. He'd get up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and do chubby checker twist on top of the kitchen table.
No, you didn't have to do the chubby checker
Yes, I had
twist.
to do chubby because I was
Come
little.
on, let's twist
let's
again.
see.
Yeah. Like we did last summer. I like it.
But for me, music is what music what sounds. It's a frequency, it's a vibration, it's an ecstasy, it's a pill, it's something that all of us can relate to, right? But it's even beautiful when everybody's on the same page and we dedicate to each other. My first band was called Grand Jury Band, and our first show was at St. Charles.
Okay.
Here's the Grand Jury Band. Can you imagine that one?
Oh, okay.
But-
Not in 2015, no.
No, absolutely
Right,
not.
but back
in the
then
day,
I could
yeah.
have, yeah. But no, 2015, that sounds
But
terrible.
Everybody has
I mean, there's a lot of grand jury activity and it ain't good. So, yeah.
That's the vibe. I love to see people happy playing music. I love going to concerts. I always go to so many concerts, you know.
When's the last concert you've been to?
Earth, Wind & Fire in Chicago
Okay.
in August.
It's interesting to see the bands. One of the things I'm excited about, I went to see Natalie Cole out of Ravinia. It was actually her and Ramsey Lewis. And what was interesting is it's like now there's this push for older artists to do young material, and it was just like, you know, it don't matter. Like I liked her when I was a kid. I liked her when I was in my 20s. Like I just like her, and I like that she knows that her fans are her fans. Like, you know, you don't need to do, I don't want to hear her rap, basically. Like, I just want her to be Natalie Cole.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's
Jazz.
beautiful. Yeah. All right, but you're very giving spirit, and you seem to be a real good team player. Now you're with this band. What's your hopes and dreams for this band?
But I hope one day we get all these corporation gigs. We have to work no jobs.
I don't like corporations. You got to be careful with that corporation.
Well, if not, let's put it this way.
He who rides on the lion's back goes in his mouth.
Choose who we want to work for. How about that?
Okay, I like that.
That'd be beautiful. Choose when we want to work and don't have to work.
I just say that. I mean, and I say that very lovingly. Of course, you're going to want to have, you know, greater funds and that support and be invited to venues. It's just I get scared because I was that girl that loved rap. I remember that first Sugar Hill album. I was just on fire for Run DMC, like all of those guys. And it's like as soon as corporate America got in that mix, it just went. It's been, you know what I'm saying? It's been a rough ride. Like,
it's a task.
yeah, the lyricists started dying off. The female MCs disappeared. You know, it just got rough. So
I think it's
that's the only
more
thing.
For us, like the corporate scene would be for corporate parties, like
I see what you're saying.
Christmas parties.
Oh, okay.
You know,
household finance,
right,
that kind of
different
thing.
things like
Yeah.
that. That
When
type of corporation,
when-
not to involve with us, but
When I talked
To give you the
everyone-
platform.
give us the platform.
When I talked to everyone that was coming to the band, I told them, I said, I don't want these hole-in-the-wall gigs where you
Right.
sticking to the carpet and they want to work you all night for little money. We too old for that, and we are definitely too talented for that. I want
agree.
us to take our time and do IBM, do these corporate shows where we're not really working that often, but when we do work, it's in a nice atmosphere, nice venue, and we're getting paid. You know, because the music scene in Chicago, the bands have done each other wrong. They sell out so cheap that it's hard to get a gig because the other bands undercut everybody else.
It's good paying.
You know, they undercut. A lot of times when I'm trying to get us a gig, the very first question is, how many people are in your band? And when I tell them 7, it's,
Right.
oh,
Right.
okay. See, they want,
So what is that? I don't want to pay all those people?
right, they
Oh.
want a 3 or 4 piece band that they can pay $50 a person to play for 3 to 4 hours a night.
Right. Right.
And all of us collectively have put many, 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 many hours into our craft.
You want to be respected and appreciate
right.
it. Mhm.
See, Dangerous Dave is not dangerous for nothing. That's a bad man right
Right.
there. Okay, Mike is a bad man on the guitar. Okay, Mike is not looking at a chord book. He'll ask Dave what the chord is, and Dave will tell him, and he'll find it. So he knows what he's doing.
Sometimes.
Al knows what he's doing. Okay, the singers know what they're doing, and we work. So the music scene is rough. So I told him I don't want to go through that. We too old, and I've done that. I want to take our time and get a corporate gig, a corporate New Year's Eve party, or them corporate gigs. You know, Them holes in the walls, we can do them anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime. Well, we ain't gonna get paid.
Well, we gonna see what we can do about that.
There you go.
We gonna see what we can do about that. Okay. All right. I don't want to. Don't put. You're not gonna tell me who I'm talking to. My listeners. What's your name?
My full name is Crystalline, but I go by Chris.
Chris had the audacity to try to get the doctor to go to the other person. Woo! No, I want me some Chris because your mama crazy about you. This is in a time where they're showing black women in some of the ugliest lights. And you have a mother and daughter team that's a part of this unit, this wonderful band. And she's open to saying, I am her fan, I support her, whatever I got to do, I'm pushing buttons I ain't never pushed, running cameras. How does that make you feel?
It's wonderful to say the very least. I'm gonna try not to cry up in here.
Me
Don't
too.
make me cry, Dr. Brewer. But you know, it's immeasurable.
It is.
You know, to say the really the very least.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to single you out, but it's just like they give this impression that level of black love doesn't exist, but it actually does.
Yes.
And so I wanted to, once she shared that, I wanted to highlight that to say there are many mothers and daughters and sisters who are and grannies, grandma and grandma babies that we're pushing and supporting and cheering for, and they don't show us. And so that's important because I'm sure there's a lot of times, you don't feel like doing stuff and you think about her and you move. Are you I know Paula.
Yes.
So you're the friend that quit the job in order to do the thing that you love.
Yes, that's true.
So tell me about that. Because that's not an easy thing either.
Yeah, it's yes. I had been at UIC, University of Illinois Chicago, for a very long time, and on and off, especially the last several years, I've just been, wanting to leave.
Okay.
I was doing administrative work, doing really, everybody loved me, and got to a point where I was, the senior person there, one of the most senior people there, so I know I'm not an egomaniac because I got sick of hearing my name. So just at one point, and I remember the day, it was June 10th of this year, we were talking about a new person coming in. Oh, what did you think of that person? I said, they were lovely. I said that I have to go. And after a while, it wasn't me anymore.
So you did something incredible. You jumped a mountain. And how did that feel?
It really felt great. I know, in many ways, it's not, a smart thing to do, but it was something that somehow, I needed.
I don't know. I mean, you say it's not necessary, but by other people's standards, it's not smart because we're told, right? Yeah, you're told to you get a good job, you behave, and you stay with that job, and you wait for the gold watch. But you're saying you took your own life into your own hands.
Do you have peace of mind?
Pretty much.
Then that's it.
Pretty much.
That's it right there.
Yeah, I'm in the transitional period.
Okay.
I have a degree from University of Illinois Chicago in writing, so that's my other love beyond music is words.
Have you published?
I do have like one poem published. I have a song published actually. I am in ASCAP.
Okay.
So
So you have two loves, music and writing.
Yes.
Okay. So you're in many ways a career changer. But then you also are on self-discovery, it feels like you're just completely discovering that part of you that you repressed a little bit.
Yes.
How have people received you when they say, you left for Calumet Avenue, the band?
Well, it was bubbling.
Okay.
I won't, say that this was the catalyst, but it was in the path.
Okay.
Of my wanting to, take different paths.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of different, as we do a lot of different genres, there's a lot of different ways that I'd like to express myself musically.
Okay.
As well. So there's a lot of different options that
I admire
I'm looking
you.
for.
And more of us need to do it. I mean, I can really relate to that, being in a job. At one point, I was a $90,000 player when I taught public school, and I was sick. Blood pressure high. Irritated, sexuality affected. You stop being a woman because you're always on the battlefield. You're always correcting and you know. And I left it. And at that time, I had the option to stay. And people looked at that and they said, "You're going to leave 90,000?" I'm like, "Yeah, because I'm dying. I'm dying." Yeah, and you know, when you hit them stairs and that heart is pounding. Yeah, so since then, you know, I have work to do, but I'm in good shape.
Yeah.
I'm in good shape. So I admire you. I admire you for that. Thank you.
Me,
All right. Let me come to my friend here.
Uh-oh.
You Daryl, right? All right, Daryl. Why Calumet Avenue, the band?
Well, pretty much I like the it's like the wife said, it's like family. Well, first of all, I've been singing since I was a little kid.
Okay.
Let's see. Started out in church. My dad was a minister, so I started out in church, then vamped from church, then getting into the studio recording. So I've done some recordings, you know, a little bit, and here and there. And basically, you know, just sing when people call me, you know, weddings, funerals, you know. And I got introduced to this band through my buddy Dave here, Dangerous Dave. In fact, me and him play in like 2 or 3 different bands.
What's that instrument you
funny.
tap? What do they call that?
Clobbing, right? Play or clobbing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
I always associate that with Cuban music, but go ahead.
so he pretty much kind of invited me in. They were looking for someone, so they invited me in and came in and started singing with them and just felt right at home. So
You
I'm
couldn't
like,
say
hey,
no either.
You couldn't say no? I'm glad you didn't say no.
Yeah, we're
'Cause
glad.
you two really drew me.
I love music.
Yeah.
I love music.
Yeah. But I said they singing some master stuff, and y'all was hitting it.
But you know,
And-
another part about that was that time. The time had slipped away so fast, and we didn't really start on time the event that we were having. So there was a lot of songs that were not done. And so we would have actually had more songs to sing that day. But we had to end it up before.
They shortened it, or you guys got there late, or they shortened it? They shortened it.
They shortened the
Actually,
time.
Daryl and I had another engagement.
Right.
Okay.
That's why we had
But they
Okay.
asked us to start a little bit late.
Right.
Because they weren't quite ready.
Right.
They were waiting for the ladies to come down, so
Okay.
we had to adjust our show. And we had to end when we did because Daryl and Dave had another gig to go to.
Oh,
But it
okay.
really ran only until 4 o'clock, so that was the end time.
Right.
But if we could have started a little earlier, we would have been able to do a lot of different songs as well. Just not just what you heard, but it would have been more songs as well. Because I don't think I wasn't able to sing anything lead, but it was a lot of songs that were in the second set. Because I
Right.
think we did one part of one set and maybe 2 or 3 songs from a second set. And so, but it
How
was
did y'all
fun
get
to
that
do them.
gig? How did you end up? Is it you that got them at Maria Shelter?
Paula asked
Okay.
us
Okay.
about
Okay.
the band.
All right.
We've been keeping in touch.
But it was all good. I mean, we enjoyed ourselves, and
Yeah.
it seems that no matter where we go, I believe the ladies enjoyed themselves for what they heard, and the response that we got back as we were performing. I believed everyone enjoyed themselves.
You know,
That
it
was
was
nice.
so nice to see when you look at the situation of where those ladies were. You know, you don't have to know no more than where they are. To know it's been rough.
Right.
And to see them smile and laugh and sing along and just have a good time. That was a good feeling for me.
And you know, there was a young girl there. She could have been no more than about 12.
Yeah.
And what made my day, and something that I love to see, was I played different instruments over here, and she just watched me like a hawk. And after everything was over with, she came over and she was just infatuated, and she wanted to know, what is this? What's the name of this? How do you do this? And that is what it's all about. It's about to pass that along to younger generation, to see that we're the same. We look the same as they do. You know, I'm older. You know, I'm in my 50s, and some of us Those are in our 50s too. Might be some 40s, and I know some 30s in
Okay.
there. But we have such an age range in the group that we can identify, everyone can identify with us because we have such a range.
Okay.
But for that young lady to come up and actually be, it gave her something to look forward to, something that maybe she wants to do. Maybe she would like to sing. Maybe she would like to perform. You know, the biggest thing when we had our store in Evergreen Plaza, the African store, was that I came in contact with so many people that had, you know, they were shocked that we were black owned.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know, and this gave them something to say, well, you know what? I want to start.
I think I want to go for that.
Do this, you know, and it inspires a lot of people, and that's what I do it for.
Okay.
It's inspiration.
All right. So what's next for the band? What's next? What are you hoping to do? More gigs.
More gigs.
More gigs.
Hopefully
practice.
lead into some recordings and stuff.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
you know,
Now I've been, I have been on my band, well, on the singers mainly, to write some lyrics.
Okay.
We need to work on some originals.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that's next. But more gigs, because we need, you need money to do some things.
You do.
So we want more gigs, nice gigs, and I want us to expand our music library. I mean, we've got an eclectic selection of music, but I want to go even deeper.
But you know, I think beyond that, every band wants to tweak their sound and find their signature voice.
Right.
You know, so that you stand out. You know, that's a journey more so than a destination for most bands. But, you know, to tweak your sound and find your unique voice in the world of other voices.
I think that's interesting that you said that that's a journey.
More so than a destination.
Yeah, because people get angry. I mean, like I've seen people like now frustrated with Prince because he won't just come and do like those top 5 favorites.
Right.
He, you know, and he just put out a new album and, you know, it's doing a whole bunch of different stuff. Yeah, and they're just like, oh, is that Prince? It's like, actually, that's the Prince I knew. Like, he was always kind of testing stuff.
He's not going to stay in the box.
No, he's not. But, I mean, but
I
he's...
think it disappointed a lot of his fans because people went to his shows expecting to hear, you know, all that Great Day stuff. And he was like, I ain't even on that, you know.
But also, if, you know, I'm 48, so he was like 21 when I was in junior high. I would expect a 51 or 52-year-old man to have something else to say. You know, like, so that's just me respecting him as an evolving human being.
Yeah. It just stayed the same for anyone.
Okay. So what is your marketing? Okay, because I don't want to take away all of your rehearsal time, and I do want you to be able to play a piece as we wrap up. How are you marketing? How can people find you? You know, you want more gigs. Okay, you say you love to have that corporate sponsor. How do we make this happen?
We have a Facebook page.
Okay.
The first obstacle I dealt with was trying to remember how to convert the video to a format that was compatible with Facebook. So I did that and put a clip on.
Okay.
The last couple of gigs, we did one at the library. My camera failed, so I have no footage of that. I just received from Dave today footage of another gig we did, so I can edit that now. And then I'm still editing for Maria's house. So those will be on our Facebook page.
So you need a little bit of some media support as well.
Right. So we have the page Calumet Avenue. So I just need to finish editing from Maria's house and then work on what Dave gave me from a private party we did.
Well, I'm gonna give you a tip because you're the musician. You gotta, and I'm gonna give you a lead to someone that can help you with that. Where you do what you do, and the media person does what they do, and then they get your anointing, they get your approval, so that you don't have to split yourself. Because actually, Young Bucks, they do that. You see how they put up fight videos and all that stuff, and so that's going to take a lot of it. But other than that, do you have brochures? Do you have what?
Business cards.
We've got business cards.
Okay.
And then we have Helen, who is wonderful walking around with a
Doing
clipboard,
the show.
getting information, contacting me.
That's who I remember you. That show was what she was doing.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do, let me buy now, is
I love that.
I wanted to order this to see what it looked like before I got something for the band for all Calumet Avenue. So I ordered this and it just came today. But it's going to say something different.
Okay.
But this one says, I might look like I'm listening to you, but in my head I'm drumming.
Okay.
So I'm going to get t-shirts and hoodies that's going to have Calumet Avenue, the band on it.
Okay.
So we can do that, things like that.
And who's making your logo?
I designed it on Vistaprint.
Okay.
And I wanted to get like keychains, little things to hand out. When we do gigs, and of course increase our presence on Facebook. And when we sit down and work on the radio station and all that, that's going to be another avenue.
Okay, I got you.
Also, I want to acknowledge Chris as our CC.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Because she has really, she's the one that takes our clips from our rehearsals.
Mm-hmm.
She keeps in contact with everyone through their phone and Facebook,
right.
and she texts us and keeps us all together. She keeps all the information together. She does it.
Consultant.
I call myself a creative consultant.
I like it.
Right, not a secretary.
One of the things that's what I'm no longer branding myself as. And
You're a great job.
yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and she's been a lot of help as well with Steve and Facebook. She's helped create some of the things that's on the Facebook page as well.
Okay, well, we're going to see what this MP3 file does, and I'm going to share it with as many people as I can. I'm sure that the elder, as we wrap up, Elder Kim, do you have any questions for them? At least one that's stirring in you?
Yes, I do. What if you had one word, just one word, to say about the entire group as a whole? What word would describe each of you? Just one word. It would, describe you all collectively. One word.
Family.
Family.
What?
One word to describe you collectively.
No, I heard the question. I didn't hear the answer.
Family.
lively.
Family.
Divine.
Don't try to sneak out of it.
I was
Funny.
Funny? Dangerous?
Yeah, why not?
What?
I said dangerous.
He's trying to squeeze you out of it.
And by the way, Dangerous Dave's name is David Flowers.
Okay.
That's a tough question, actually.
I'll come back.
Insane.
Yeah,
Insane.
that is good.
But it's a good insane.
A good insane.
Okay.
Come on, Al.
Florid.
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 You would pull out a word that requires a dictionary.
That's good.
He can't be but what he is, okay?
I got to swim in my space. The beekeeper.
The band is Calumet Avenue, the band. They're located at?
10855 South Calumet Avenue.
Okay. And they are open to come and do performances for you. What type of gigs you want? Or what won't you do?
Biker bars.
Okay. They'll come any place but...
Country bars, it's okay.
No, we might have to do a couple of those.
Okay, they're going back on that one. You've been listening to Beyond the Surface Radio, and I'm your host, Dr. Wanda J. Evans-Brewer. We're going to wrap up with the band playing a little something, playing us out. And until we chat again, I want you to be safe in God's grace. All right.
Before you start that, I just have a question. Two questions. I'd like to come back. As Dr. Brewer mentioned, I have a different platform.
Okay.
I would like to know first and foremost, how many fathers are in the room? Okay. And you could be, I want you to. I'm doing the fatherhood series, and I'd like to come back and just have a discussion with fathers and men. But I'd also like to sit down after, maybe before or after, and talk with, and I have been doing things with pastors and their wives. So come back and talk to you too. But I definitely want to have you, I'm doing this fatherhood series, and I really would like to at least meet with you guys twice. It's very important. I did one with one of my sons, that we talk about fatherhood, raising children. So that's something else that I really want to put out there. Dr. Brewer knows how I feel about fathers. If you think about it, Mother's Day, you know, it almost appears most of the time mothers give all the glam and the glory. But sometimes we don't recognize our fathers as some. So whether you're custodial or non-custodial father, we just need to sit down and have a conversation. And I want to have you all twice within the series. And what we could do, actually, we could just do the series in part. Okay?
Okay. All right, give me something where we leave out.
Secrets?
All right.
Hey.
That's what I feel now. This morning, something back to what it is. It's the outside. Look yourself down in the car and make it right. While you moving, rock steady, baby. This morning, something back to what it is. What it is, what it is. You know that, baby. It's so left, right. What it is, somebody keep doing it. It's so left, all night. What it is, what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is.
Bye.